I'd say I'm a very passionate and driven athlete. I really like clarity. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know where I'm going. Whenever I have that, I feel like I'm in the right place. My name is Tom Elmer, middle distance runner, doing the sport since over 10 years and still very driven about fulfilling my dream of competing at the Olympic Games, the highest stage the sport is offering. Second set, starting in 40 seconds. 3 minutes rest, right?
Yeah.
8 by 100s. I had a lot of energy. I noticed this early on. In my childhood, I always wanted to be outdoors, move. Doing sports was probably the most natural thing. I got into contact with running because my dad himself used to run as well, quite ambitiously. His biggest achievement was a silver medal at the Junior European Championships, and he ran a 1:47.800. I'm slightly quicker, also 1:47, tiny bit faster. This is how I got in touch with running. I wouldn't pick one achievement that I'm being the most proud of. For me, it's more the continuous progress I made over the years, finding out the individual limit that I have and everyone has. I never gave up this journey. It's the one achievement I'd say I'm the most proud of. Yeah, obviously when you go into a sport, you always dream like, yeah, I want to become world champion, Olympic champion. You feel like, oh, that should be possible. You have extremely high ambitions, and getting more experience and getting older, you realize how much time it actually takes to get on this level, and it started to shift more of like, how can I get better year after year and make progress, and like the big goal you see for yourself is more the next step. Now the motivation comes more out of how can I actually optimize the program in order to make the next step, which brings me one step closer. I'm at the 3:34 time now, or 1500, which is already pretty good, but I need to do more progress. Eventually it will lead up to something very big at the end. Yeah, probably every event is saying that this is the hardest. I think all events are really hard. What we have in the 1500 now, which is special, is that is probably on the highest level ever, with the amount of people running really, really quick. 1500 is a very cool event because you actually need to be really quick, but also you need to bring a very good endurance base into the event in order to compete at the highest level. You would almost say you need to run a decent marathon, but also a pretty good 400. We spent all winter training in South Africa. The conditions are very warm and very ideal, as we like it. Then in April we shift to our base to St. Moritz, where we are currently based. The only disadvantage of St. Moritz now is that it's very cold actually, but it gets better anytime soon. And then in summer we get the best possible training conditions. This is the thing with an individual sport. It doesn't get really professional just because you sign a contract. You're a professional very early on because you know you have no time to hang around or whatsoever. Your work will decide how good your outcome will be. Therefore, I felt like being a professional since probably 16, 17-year-old, where I just didn't want to miss a chance to get better. What's very special about signing with On was that they actually built up a team, the OAC Europe, the On Athletics Club, and with that you don't just get a pro contract and the equipment and the financial sources, but you get a professional coach who's working for you 24/7. You get teammates on the same level, if not even better than you. With a normal pro contract, with other brands you're just left alone, but with On you actually get a team set up, which enables us to fully use or fulfill our potential. Yeah. George is a very driven, hard-working, upcoming middle distance star from the UK. Watch out for him this year. He will have his breakthrough year, I predict. It's special because we got together with this project, being training partners, and finally we are friends as well. And that's very unique in the sport, that you actually become friends with your training partners. Usually you would have a great time with your training partners, but becoming friends is a unique thing, and it's a big privilege we have. The first time you get injuries, you're extremely frustrated because you almost freak out and completely lose control over the things. You face something you've never faced. But over the years, I luckily had all these injuries and learnings and how to deal with it. Since I got my first Achilles problems, I have an idea how to work around that and still manage to do a very good program, even though it looks quite a lot different to what the normal program would look like. I think what the Pure Sport products are is more that they're for general well-being, and I think that's the most important in order to prevent injuries. You can't really do so much about the Achilles issues right where the problem is, but in general, in the body and the spirit, the Pure Sport products definitely help me to deal with it.
These workouts are proper.
Friday morning?
We try to eat single ingredient food. That's a rule of thumb. Not ultra processed. Obviously we need a lot of carbohydrates. We also supplement this quite a lot. It just makes sense to also have the supplements as pure as they are and not take any artificial things. If you do it with nutrition, it makes sense to also do it with supplementing. We don't put anything we are not completely convinced about into our body and system. And we're very happy with Pure Sport that we found a brand who actually is producing or working on the same level with their supplements. I would say whenever I sweat a lot, I'd use electrolytes, and naturally, if we exercise, then I need electrolytes. Hydration plays a very big role in how you feel and how you recover. And with doing sports, you will sweat and you need to be hydrated, and you can just absorb the fluids way better drinking electrolytes than just pure water. In electrolytes, we obviously look for natural ingredients, especially sweeteners. I told you before, we want to have a good microbiome to enable us to perform best and feel also very well. Therefore, no artificial sweeteners for us allowed. We prefer to have natural sweeteners. Magnesium is a very important mineral for the body, especially when you exercise a lot. I take it every night before bedtime because it promotes good sleep quality. Therefore, it's a daily supplement I take before going to bed. Setting a goal and then trying to achieve it. That's how I like to work, and it works perfectly fine in the sports of middle distance running. You just want to get better and see how far you can take it. I want to come as close to the 3:30 as possible, and then hopefully break it at some point. There is the Swiss record at 3:31.7, I think, and I feel like this should be possible. Usually you would work for something or someone else, but as an athlete, you get the chance to work so much on yourself, and I see that as a big privilege. But I'm also looking forward to change that at some point in my life. I would like to be remembered as a guy who fulfilled his potential and really worked ambitiously, and yeah, didn't let something come into his way from the outside. My name is Tom Elmer, and this is why I choose pure sport.